So let's say Jeffrey Lurie comes up to you and says, you can choose one of these three guys to get rid of right away. Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, or Howie Roseman. Do you know who you would choose? Because to me, it's a no-brainer. I would double moonwalk this guy in the ass so quick.
Is this 13 Dingbat Lane? Is this Dingbat Lane, 13 Dingbat Lane? I'm looking for Nelson Aguilar. I can't find him anywhere. You'll see him.
Dallas still stinks. By the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. You know, this has been a very, very difficult, hard first 3 weeks of the season. It stinks. It's been horrible. It sucks. It's been horrific. And, you know, there's been a lot of problems all over this team, up and down the roster into the front office. But the main three guys that take the brunt of the blame is Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, and Howie Roseman. And if you were to give me one choice of one guy I could get rid of right now, I could fire, get rid of him, double moonwalk his ass out of there without question, without hesitation, without a Michael Anthony wear the fitness nap, I would fire Howie Roseman on the spot. On the spot. I would do it before Doug. I would do it before I bench Carson. I would get rid of him immediately. Immediately. Now you're saying, you may be saying, come on, Philly, man. He helped us win the Super Bowl in 2017. And that is true. He did. He did a great job. He did a great job getting Jay Ajayi. He did a great job getting Alshon Jeffrey. He did a great job with contracts and trades. He did a great job with it. And you know what? If you want to keep him within this organization, if you want to keep him as a guy that focuses on contracts, that focuses on trades, fine. I'm okay with it. But when it comes to player evaluation, when it comes to players in the draft, guys to target in free agency, he has to go. He has to go. He can't be doing that anymore because it's killing us. It's killing us. And I know that this isn't going to help us with the rest of this season. It's not going to solve Carson Wentz's issues. Not going to solve Doug Peterson's issues. Not going to solve any of that. But that's the way it is. Howie Roseman is a big reason why we are struggling. He is a big reason because he hasn't given us enough talent on this roster through the draft and through free agency. And I want to go over a couple examples of why I say this and why I think it's time for him to go. Okay? As player personnel. Like I said, they want to keep him within the organization on contracts. Keep him as vice president of the Philadelphia Eagles or something like that. But he can't be doing talent evaluation. And if you're going to tell me that Howie Roseman wasn't the guy picking players over the last few years and it was really Joe Douglas, I'm going to give you a good conspiracy because I don't buy that for 1 second. I believe Joe Douglas was a front man that was put in the Eagles organization as the evaluator of talent. This would help Joe Douglas to eventually get a job somewhere else, which he did. And this would help Howie Roseman to be shielded from criticism of some of these stupid draft picks. Okay? It's just the way it is. Because when you look at some of the picks Howie Roseman has made when he had Joe Douglas, they're very similar to picks he made before Joe Douglas. Not very different, okay, at all. I don't believe Joe Douglas was making those picks. That is my conspiracy theory. I can't prove it, but I feel it very, very strongly, okay? And Howie Roseman, ever since that Super Bowl, he did great trade getting Ajayi, good getting Alshon in for 1 year. Shouldn't have signed him to an extension. But Howie Roseman made a lot of mistakes. And it's coming back to haunt this team right now. First mistake. You can't constantly restructure everybody's deal and just keep moving salary back. Because eventually it catches up to you. And next year the Eagles are $50 to $70 million over the cap. Okay? You can't constantly do it. You could do it here or there. But you can't constantly do it. You got to stop rewarding guys for attachment reasons, for guys that have done stuff 2-3 years ago. You can't keep rewarding everybody. It's too much. You spend too much money on guys who are never going to give you that production on the field for what you're paying them. So when you re-sign guys like Jason Peters in the 30s, Brandon Graham, even though Brandon Graham still can play, he's one of the exceptions. Zach Ertz was coming contract. You can't keep signing these older guys to contracts and then have everybody restructure and keep pushing that salary down the way. Okay, it doesn't work. When the Eagles drafted Carson Wentz, what they should have done is they brought in Alshon. They had the 2017 season right that year. They should have, at that point, they should have really started replacing some of these older guys, getting younger guys to build around your young quarterback, who at the time would have been going into his third year. Okay, so maybe you signed Alshon to that one contract, then they redid his contract again, which was crazy. Let's look at draft picks, right? Draft picks. Derek Barnett. You traded Sam Bradford. You get a first-round pick for Derek Barnett. He had a good rookie year, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't lived up to the contract. That's a first-round pick. Andre Dillard, first-round pick. He ain't even playing. We all remember Danny Watkins, the fireman, way back when, right? So I mean, just in the last few years, with Dillard, Derek Barnett, these guys have not panned out. Not panned out one iota. A second-round pick, and this is what pisses me off to no end. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. All the tape in the world, all the intangibles in the world you should never have evaluated both guys and said that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is higher evaluated than DK Metcalf. It makes no sense. Just makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? There's other factors getting involved in some of these evaluations. Either he doesn't know the difference between these two receivers and why one is better and one isn't, or he's letting personal factors get in his way, or he just wants to come off as, I'm the smartest guy who found this guy. Should never have done it. Should never have gotten DK Metcalf. Remember Darnell Pumphrey? The next Darren Sproles. He didn't even look like Darren Sproles. He didn't even look like him. Not even a little bit. Okay? I was screaming at the TV. I was screaming. You can find it. Tariq Cohen. They skip Tariq Cohen. They get Mac Hollins, who, by the way, stinks. And then they take Darnell Pumphrey, who, by the way, stinks. I mean, it's horrible. Bad pick after bad pick after bad pick. And then let's go back to last year. All right? Let's go back to the first round. And Cowboy fans are going to like this, but this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. I spoke all season leading up to the draft. Get one of the top 3 wide receivers. What do the Eagles do? They don't get one of the top 3 wide receivers. They get Jalen Reagor, who I like. But here was the situation. CeeDee Lamb was dropping. He was at 16, Atlanta, on the clock. Atlanta told the Eagles, we want a second-round pick and your first to move up and get him. Eagles said no, we don't need to do that. So the Eagles keep their second-round pick, take Reagor, who I like, and then in the second round, they turn around and draft a quarterback who they hope will never have to play because they have a franchise quarterback already. So they just wasted a second-round pick. You could have given that second-round pick to the Falcons and had CeeDee Lamb, a really, really good wide receiver. He looks great. And I hate to say it, and Dallas fans laugh at me, but it's the truth. It's the truth. They should have done it. They should have pulled the trigger. Okay? But they didn't. And it gets worse than that. The biggest mistake in the offseason that just passed, everybody remembers what I said was the move to make was to trade for DeAndre Hopkins. You get a receiver like DeAndre Hopkins there, you have to pull the trigger. Pull the trigger and get him. You can't tell me, nobody can't tell me how much of a difference he's already made in Arizona. What do you think he would make in Philly? It's ridiculous. I don't understand anything. I mean, if you just look the last few years, right? The Eagles could have, they could have had DK Metcalf. He was on the board. They could have made a move and got CeeDee Lamb. Well, they wouldn't have needed CeeDee Lamb if they had gotten DK Metcalf. You know, they could have gotten a corner in the second round. They could have got another wide receiver in the second round. They could have got a linebacker. They could have gotten an offensive lineman. But they wasted the pick. Now, not only did they waste the Jalen Hurts pick, but you know it's already in Carson's head. It has to be. He's thinking, there's a quarterback in the second round they're drafting, so therefore they don't believe me. And it's not a shot at Hurts. You know, some people, when I say that, they go, well, why are you blaming Hurts? I don't blame Hurts. It's not about Hurts. It's about Howie Roseman and the message he sends to Carson saying, we don't believe in you enough. We're taking a quarterback in a second when we have all these other needs. Stupid. Howie Roseman has to go. He has to go. And I would get rid of him immediately. Let him do contracts, let him do other things, but player personnel, it can't happen anymore because I'm just giving you thoughts and things just off the top of my head. Imagine if we pulled out the paper and went through each draft pick, how many misses there are. There are a ton, okay? Whatever happened to Howie Roseman, when he came out of the boiler room, okay, after Chip Kelly, he went and he made a great trades to get up and get Carson. Great move, right move. I agree with it. Great move to get Jay Ajayi. But after that, after Super Bowl, he went back to old Howie, missing pick after pick after pick, wasting cap space and money to restructure deals to keep older guys around because you like them and you don't want to let them go. We can't do that. You can't win a Super Bowl that way, and it has to change. Those are my opinion. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.